Motivated primarily out of fear that Adolf Hitler's Germany would soon have nuclear weapons, the first U.S. atomic bomb test came at Alamogordo, New Mexico on July 16, 1945. The unthinkable became reality when on August 6, 1945, the United States used the atomic bomb against the Japanese on the city of Hiroshima. The bomb completely destroyed about 5 square miles of the city, instantly killing between 70,000 and 100,000 people. Thousands more died later from radiation poisoning.
On July 19th, the D-Day of Operation Crossroads, the atomic bomb supervised by Vice Admiral Blandy at Bikini Atoll in mid-Pacific. Crews leave the target ships in Bikini Lagoon, many for the last time. The B-29 Dave's Dream takes off from Kwajalein to deliver the bomb, equal to 50,000 tons of TNT, while an electric metronome counts the final seconds. Cover your eyes. Now, bomb away! Radioactive cloud rises over 7 miles. Large ships are tangled wrecks. The battleship Nevada is towed into position for the second test, Test Baker. King Judah of Bikini watches with Admiral Blandy as LST-60 moves into place. The bomb is suspended beneath LST-60 and is to be fired by remote control. The technicians and Vice Admiral Parsons leave LST-60 and the bomb. At the control room, Crossroads personnel are checked, then locked in. Dr. Holloway, Los Alamos director, readies the firing circuit.
30 seconds before H hour.
Cameras are ready aboard ship and in the sky.
2, 1, fire.
Plutonium, half the weight of a dime, caused this. This is the force that can destroy our world unless we find the road to peace now.
Town atom test measured a model village in the Nevada desert against the awesome power of nuclear energy. Buildings of various materials went up. $1 million worth of equipment was installed, including lifelike mannequins, and tons of food to measure the contamination caused by radiation. The big dolls were Survival Town's sole inhabitants. Tanks took part in their first atomic maneuvers, some less than a mile away, the closest yet in any test. Nearly 6,000 persons participated, including troops sheltered by trenches. Many cameras in many locations filmed the single blast. wreckage in the desert held vital information on how to survive an enemy attack. With Geiger counters to check the radiation, experts assessed the damage. An aluminum building was left a gaping wreck. Concrete or cinder blockhouses weathered the blast best. This one was less than a mile away. Survival Town's electric wires had become a twisted, tangled mass. Demonstrating the importance of civil defense preparedness, the elaborate exercises proved survival is possible, offering new hope to all who live in the shadow of the atomic age.
On the sandy wastes at Yucca Flat, Nevada, a new series of atomic explosions are set off. Tanks are among the obsolete pieces of Army equipment being tested in the exercises called Operation Teapot. More than 9,000 servicemen have been assembled at the proving grounds, ready to take their places in forward trenches. In a grim new age of warfare, today's fighting men must be taught survival on an atomic battlefield. While the troops take cover, the Army's giant new 100-inch camera is pointed toward the blast tower. Men tensely eye the control booth as the seconds tick off. The familiar mushroom cloud snakes skyward, hurling the atom's deadly radiation high into the heavens. And shock waves roll over the men huddled in the trenches. Never before have we had such a close-up view. Lighting up the desert skies for miles around, the fierce fireball flare is the signal for instant action. Quickly, the men are ordered to leave their positions. The explosion's radioactive fallout is almost as dangerous as the blast itself. In the vitally important precaution of dusting each other off, the lowly broom becomes an item of military significance. Next, Geiger counters are used to check the troops for signs of radioactivity. Marching out of the shadow of the awesome fighting men, symbolizing America's determination to keep strong in a restless world.
You have a grandstand seat here to one of the most momentous events in the history of science. In less than a minute, you will see the most powerful explosion ever witnessed by human eyes. The blast will come out of the horizon just about there. And this is the significance of the moment. This is the first full-scale test of a hydrogen device. If the reaction goes, we're in the thermonuclear era. For the sake of all of us, and for the sake of our country, I know that you join me in wishing this expedition well.
It is now 30 seconds to zero time. Put on goggles or turn away. Do not remove goggles or face burst until 10 seconds after the first light.
Minus 15 seconds. Minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, T0.
Sedan was detonated at 10 a.m., July 6, 1962. This is a view taken from the top of a 1,500-foot tower, located 6 miles from ground zero.
For 2 years, an uneasy moratorium on weapon testing continued between the United States and the Soviet Union. Secretly, the Soviets began designing new weapons of mass destruction, including a 57-megaton hydrogen bomb, the largest nuclear weapon ever built. This monster bomb was a scaled-down version of a 100-megaton design and was aircraft deliverable.
Safety couldn't be guaranteed. They could avoid being blinded by the light, but being knocked out of the sky was quite possible. The exact moment of release was controlled from the ground. The bomb had been given a parachute to slow its descent and give the crew more time to escape. They did escape, but only just. The plume rose right through the cloud layer and kept on rising. It flattened out when the cloud was 40 miles high. The blast wave was still large enough to be measured on its third passage round the world. Because the bomb was detonated 2 miles above the ground, there was very little radioactive fallout. But the earth directly below the burst was seared by the intense heat. Rock had been turned to ash. The bomb was 4 times bigger than anything America has ever exploded. Why something so large?
The United States could develop very accurate missiles. The Soviets never mastered that technique very well, and to compensate for that, they really could level a very large area and take out their intended target without having to actually hit the target itself.
Aimed at a target the size of London, here's what would happen. The blast wave would obliterate everything in a circle 30 miles wide. The fireball would be 110 miles across, incinerating.
Operation Hardtack 1958 encompassed a greater variety of military effects studies than any previous nuclear test series, necessitating the division of the Defense Atomic Support Agency's review of the effects results into 4 films. Part 1 covers basic effects, particularly of megaton devices, and effects on material and structures. Part 2 describes the effects results for the 3 high-altitude shots. Part 3 is devoted to the effects results for underwater tests. Part 4 reviews the effects of sub-kiloton detonations.
H hour for the deep water shot was 1330 on 16 May.
56 seconds it takes the bomb to fall, the men of Operation Ivy wait on Parry and Eniwetok Islands. Unlike the Mike phase of the operation, the King phase will be observed from land. The bomb is now at 8,500 feet, at 6,500 feet, at 4,500 feet, at 2,500 feet, approaching 1,500 feet. Watch the air overrun it.